So, you want to become a famous YouTuber. First of all, you're making a terrible mistake. Second of all, you're making a terrible mistake. Third of all, I'm here to tell you how to accomplish just that. Some might say being a YouTuber is really hard and that you should probably just spend your time making an honest living and doing something you can be proud of. But I'm here to tell you that you don't need to listen to those people. Being a YouTuber is actually really easy. Well, kinda. The algorithm changes all the time, and there's competition everywhere on YouTube. But with a good idea, a lot of effort, and a little bit of luck, you can do it. Welcome to TubeTips. Today we're going to be talking about setting up your YouTube channel and starting it. So if you've already done this, you might be fine, or you might have made some terrible mistakes that only I can fix. So, we're going to be talking about your channel name, your profile picture, your description, all things that you can kind of do as you like, unless you have horrible judgment, and in that case, we might need to change a couple things. Now, I'm pretty sure most people know this already, but honestly, your name and your profile picture, and even your description, usually don't matter that much. It's good to use them to set up a professional image and make yourself look professional, and while there probably isn't exactly a definitive right way to do this, there are certainly wrong ways. I took a quick second to go on YouTube and find some of the worst channel descriptions, profile pictures, names, basically the worst things I could find. So here's what not to do. First, we have all the Adolf Hitlers on YouTube, and I don't mean that as an insult. There are literally tons of Adolf Hitlers on YouTube. Yes, it appears Adolf Hitler has been cloning himself.
I knew he was up to something.
Oh, and don't use a furry profile picture. Actually, I think that should cover all your bases for profile pictures. As for your name, you can really do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Your description, though, is where things start to get really serious. That's where you have the chance to tell people what your channel's going to be about. Or you can just use PewDiePie's, that works. But in all seriousness, the most important thing you can do when you're starting your YouTube channel and you haven't made any videos yet is to have a helpful description. Other than that, you really just have to make sure your videos stand out. When you start off your YouTube channel, there really isn't much that you actually need to do a certain way. Really, it's up to your actual content. So, without any further ado, let's talk about your actual videos. It's time for you to upload your very first one. And this is where things get a little bit more tricky. Because this is your chance. This is your chance to make something that will last to the ages. This is your chance to get that YouTube money that you've been wanting this whole time. This is your chance to leave a mark. Or, again, you can go with what PewDiePie did. That works too. Now, I realize some of you may already be well on your way in your channel, and you might not be just on your first video. Maybe you've already made a bunch of videos. But regardless, I think that this will have a few tips on how to make your videos in the future as well. All of them. Obviously, I'll be going more in depth about your videos in the future. This is just kind of a general guideline for now, and I'll get into the actual nitty-gritty of everything in future videos. This is just kind of a general guideline for your first video. Your first video can really be anything. Most people tend to go with this standard general layout for the first video. I'll reenact it for you here. This was basically my first video, which you can actually see in my video where I reacted to my first videos. I'm saying video a lot. Maybe it's a thing I have.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here now and I'm gonna make videos. If you want to watch my videos, you should subscribe and you should like this video.
Yep, that was basically my first video. I think that's kind of how a lot of people do their first video. They just kind of wing it and say, well, I'm a disappointment to my parents anyways, might as well keep that reputation up. I haven't done a first video in a long time, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like you should actually add some substance to that video. I feel like you shouldn't just say what you're going to be doing. I feel like you should maybe add some content there right away, or at least upload another video soon with that content. Don't just upload that video with nothing really in it and then leave it there for a couple days until you actually get to the good stuff. This is probably one of the biggest videos on your channel it's going to be for a while. So it's also important to make your thumbnail really, really good. Or you can go with what I did. I should probably mention this, I'm going to be doing a whole video on thumbnails soon, but not yet, so. Honestly, though, I've been saying your first video is a big deal, and it is. It's going to be what people look back on when your channel actually starts to, gain success. They're going to look back at this and see where you came from. So it is big, and it's a big deal. But at the same time, if you don't really know what to do here, that's okay. You can do better stuff in the future, and that's why I'm not exactly giving you any concrete tips, because I don't know what your channel is. Maybe you don't either. Maybe you just wanted to make a YouTube channel. The point is, if you can, actually add some content to it. That's the biggest thing. This is kind of just your chance to make something, to get a feel for it, and if you want to make some really good content, you can do that later. This is just your chance to announce your presence, show a little demo of what you're going to be doing maybe, and then get out of here and make something good. Or you can do what I've been doing and just, make all of your content horrible. Also, I realize I'm not going into very specific detail in this video. To be honest, it's hard to if I'm not really talking about any specific thing here. I'm just kind of trying to give you some general tips on how to start your channel. I'll get into more detail about everything in later videos, from your thumbnail, to how you should edit your videos, to even maybe tips about the type of content you should make, because obviously you should make what you want, but there are some topics that are easier than others, and you can do more than one thing as well. I'll get into all of that later. For now, just take it easy. I've been overstressing this a little bit, but your first video really isn't that important as long as you get to better stuff later. Just, again, make sure you're not Adolf Hitler.